Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Nate here. And from the looks of it, one of my childhood fantasies, or technically I think it's teenage fantasies considering when Skyrim came. Regardless, something I think a lot of people have really wanted to happen for a very long time is finally happening. And that is that Skyrim is getting its own multiplayer mode in the form of one of the most complex modding endeavors we have ever seen. This is Skyrim Together, a mod that is introducing multiplayer to the otherwise lonely and barren world of the Elder Scrolls V. The mod seems to be on the brink of completion, with many of the biggest technical hurdles that plagued previous efforts that tried to achieve this sort of thing already being surpassed. You see, the idea of adding multiplayer to Skyrim in the form of a mod is far from a new one. There have been many other projects in the past that got close to this. Skyrim Online in 2011, Tamriel Online in 2015, which thus far probably got the closest, but none of these attempts were ever really able to deliver a fully functional or seamless feeling experience. NPC synchronization always felt off. Basically, players would be seeing different NPCs from one another, or NPCs would be in different locations on different screens. World state synchronization was never consistent. The weather and time would always be different between players, and problems with synchronization in general just plagued these previous attempts. And synchronization is kind of one of the most important parts to building an immersive feeling multiplayer environment, so you can see why its absence or incompletion was a big problem. However, what's unique about Skyrim Together is it looks like those big problems no one could ever really figure out have been solved, and the multiplayer experience being offered looks to be pretty seamless. You'll see the same NPCs as your friends in the same places. You'll be able to participate in the same quests. The world state will finally be synchronized. Basically, it'll finally feel like you and a friend are actually together in a world, what you would expect out of a professionally done multiplayer mode in Skyrim, which we've never truly gotten to see. But even that's a pretty broad explanation. So what are some of the more specific features and details that we should know about Skyrim Together? Well, the mod is being designed for up to 8 players on the same server space at once. However, that's just what the developers are recommending. While an 8-player limitation is the suggestion and the direction the developers are working towards to make sure everything runs smoothly, Skyrim Together will technically support up to 64 people playing together at once. Now, to be fair, that's just what it can do technically speaking, so I can't attest to its playability. Furthermore, those playing will have near complete open movement in the world. That means there's no tethering system. Traditionally, in many open world multiplayer games, there's what's called a tethering mechanic that keeps players from moving so far away from the host due to rendering limitations. Well, that will not be a problem in Skyrim Together. Someone can be in the far northeast near the mouth of Windhelm's River, while another is fighting off Forsworn in the Reach at the very same time. Also, players can be in multiple different cells at once, so 5 people could be clearing 5 different dungeons, though I'm not sure if that's recommended. But speaking of dungeons, they scale relative to the amount of players in them. So say 2 players enter the same dungeon. Twice the amount of NPCs will spawn in. If 3 people went into a dungeon, that number would become 3 times the NPCs. If you got 64 people in one dungeon, you would probably crash. That's what would happen, but you get the idea. And in case you were wondering, yes, most of your mods will work, even if not everyone in your game has the same load order, meaning you won't have to drop your favorite ENBs or retextures. However, if you're using something like a unique armor added in by a mod, you'll just appear naked to other players. And if you'd like to visit an area like Beyond Skyrim Bruma or Falskar added in by a mod with a friend, you can do that. Skyrim Together is not limited by that. Overall, this mod is looking like what I always wanted the Elder Scrolls Online to be. Currently, the development team only has a few more hurdles they're looking to jump over before the project is ready to go and the mod is released. These include some tweaks to pausing, how the in-game console commands work, as well as creating a much more user-friendly server system. Another issue many of Skyrim Together's predecessors had was in order to get into the same game with your friends, you would have to go through a whole plethora of complicated procedures. But thankfully, the development team will be handling most of the back-end server stuff, and players will be able to just host their own private lobbies or join public servers. Skyrim Together will be releasing on PC for both Skyrim Special Edition as well as original Skyrim. There is no exact ETA as of yet. However, with most of the greatest challenges cleared, it looks like it'll be out sooner rather than later. As always, links will be included in the description down below to the project's subreddit, Discord server, and YouTube channel. The subreddit in particular I encourage you to check out, because they have a to-do list that is updated regularly, so you can actually track their progress as they go along. And they also seem to like to upload to their YouTube channel whenever a big development milestone is surpassed, so I encourage you to watch those as well. In fact, I decided to make this video after seeing an update posted yesterday. Thanks for stopping by, everyone, and thanks to the Skyrim Together team for allowing me to use their gameplay, and the great patience they demonstrated with all of the questions I asked them in their Discord server. Again, thanks for watching, I hope to see you all in my next video. Peace out, everybody.